Okay, our first presenter has his science fiction, horror, and comedy films selected for the screen on VH1, Comedy Central, the Big Ten Network. He has also received the Mid-America Emmy, a Hugo Award, and the National Student Television Award recognition. Ladies and gentlemen, get a big round of applause for Chris Lukeman.
Video is an amazing art form that has the potential to capture true emotion and inspire social change. I use it as an excuse to build robots and cover actors in fake blood. This talk is going to come across as pretty random, but filmmaking is pretty random, so it should be an immersive experience. CU has a remarkably large independent filmmaking community, which Our Stuff is proud to be a small part of. By Our Stuff, I mean together with my amazing wife, I make horror, comedy, and science fiction films under the name Kill Vampire Lincoln Productions. Now, when we say this, the question comes up, oh, does this have anything to do with that book or movie, Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter? Nope, complete coincidence. We actually named our company after a film we released in 2008 called The Transient, as you can see here. It is set in present-day Champaign and is about a homeless man trying to stop vampire Abraham Lincoln. Now, Vampire Hunter was being written around the same time we shot it. We thought we had a pretty unique idea at the time, but it must have just been something in the zeitgeist. Now, when we set out to cast the movie, I emailed a long list of Abraham Lincoln interpreters to play the central role to see if any were interested. It was a pretty crazy week, fielding a ton of emails from Lincolns, and we got a variety of responses. One gentleman told me he knew of no interpreter who would stoop so low as to portray Father Abraham in such a light. The next day, Michael Krebs, seen here, emailed me and said he was our guy. Not only does he have an amazing likeness and a sense of humor, but he also played the title character in Dracula on stage in the 70s and had a $300 set of dental fangs. Our Lincoln came with his own fangs. Now, Transient did well, played festivals, and has almost 60,000 views on YouTube. It's gotten pretty respectable for a film in 2008. This is a sampling of some comic art we had commissioned at a comic convention for us. Now, mostly self-taught. I hope it doesn't show too much. My trial by fire was making a film in 2005 called The University of Illinois versus a Mummy. Produced over the course of my junior and senior year at the U of I, the movie's pretty self-explanatory and is more of a comedy than anything. We tend to do way more sight gags and puns than actual scary moments. Now, Illinois doesn't have a real filmmaking program per se, but what we do have is a lot of hardcore hobbyists, people in other majors who just love to create. I was one of these, and I was part of the student filmmaking club, Illini Film and Video. This is our trailer playing right now. We're part of it. One of the highlights of the film is a 250-person musical number, which I believe you'll see in a second. But one of the great things about Mummy was we really appreciated campus, and it really gave us a chance to show it. Really, this scene was a work of insane collaboration. Composers, choreographers, musicians, all sorts of people. But that's what filmmaking is, collaboration. Now, Transient and Mummy are old films, and they show their age. People enjoy them, but we've come a long way. A year and a half ago, we released a new short, Once Upon a Time in 1972. It is a science fiction period piece about a Ghostbusters-style hero who runs into the robot while investigating a weird portal in time and space. We received a lot of film festival love, and we've really tried to stick out from the crowd of films out there. One way we have stuck out is through practical effects. Now, you think computer graphics have come a long way in the past 5 years, and most people think that only extends to making CG characters, spaceships, etc. But what computers can also do is make old-fashioned practical effects look amazing. Now, you might have noticed the robot in the back. I built that robot as an 8-foot-tall puppet. It took 9 people to fully operate him, including a walking green screen, as you can see. Then we removed all the behind-the-scenes stuff, and you get this, which looks pretty good. It also helps to make boring-looking setting appear a lot more urban and industrial in the final film. Anyway, this combination of practical effects and combining the kind of dirty electronic sci-fi look and making it a period piece really makes the project stand out among other films. And just like how specific Mummy is to the U of I, or how ridiculous Transient is. It's our hook to get people interested. And it's really paid off for us, which we've been happy with. So we make these things, but people want to know what we do with them. We put stuff on the internet, get in film festivals when we can, and more recently we've been taking our bizarre show on the road. Ann and I go to comic conventions and set up shop. It's a great way to connect with our fan base, talk about the project, see what people like and don't like, and meet other creators. We also put our logo on all sorts of stuff, and people like it, and they like supporting artists, just like this community likes it and likes supporting artists. Here are a few of our other shorts, including a sequel to 72 we shot recently, and a random comedy commercials coming up about a large towel for men. You'll see it. That's what played on VH1 and part of a student show that won a ton of awards. I don't really know. You'll just have to deal with that. This is called Man Rap, and it's a fake commercial. And yeah. The full version of all this is online. And does quite well on YouTube. What we really want to do is make another feature here in town. Hopefully next summer. Our goal with the 70 science fiction projects are to make one more, then release them all online and use it as a proof of concept to raise money for a feature based on the same premise, based in town. We love town. We think we can do different time periods here, and it's just a great place to shoot. The single most important thing to me about doing this is getting this stuff seen. We don't really make a lot of money on anything, so we often can't afford to pay the people who help, and it's a disservice to all the great people who volunteer their time if these movies don't get watched. There are a lot of groups in town that help build the filmmaking community and spread the word. CU Confidential is a great zine about the local filmmaking scene. Champaign Movie Makers is a networking group. The CU Film Society is a new organization focusing on community education and trying to bring in more national filmmakers throughout the year. To watch local films, we have the New Art Film Festival, the IMC Film Festival, as well as the monthly Time Traveling Cinema, which I believe is showing the Transient later tonight at the Soto Theater in downtown Champaign. Anyway, right now we're working on a sequel to 72, set in 77, featuring more robots and a full-on disco we're building in town for the movie. If you have too many leisure suits for your own good, talk to me at the break. Anyway, these films aren't going to change the world, but they are ridiculous, funny, and well-crafted enough to get noticed and get seen, which is a great way to thank all the amazing people who helped us produce them. Thank you for putting up with me, and good night.